Thanks for joining me again this week. On Tuesday night, Montgomery County hosted dozens of National Night Out gatherings supporting safe neighborhoods and law enforcement. While I couldn't get to every celebration in the county, I went to as many as possible, including gatherings in Olney, East County, Aspen Hill, and Rockville. You can see pictures from each of these locations, which we shared on flickr.com/Montgomery County MD. Though this has become a tradition in communities nationwide, it was the first opportunity for our new Montgomery County Police Chief, Marc Elrich, and Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Service Chief, Corey Smedley, to visit multiple communities in one evening. The National Night Out campaign was established in 1984 and has grown to include more than 1 million community members in all 50 states. Events included block parties, festivals, cookouts, and public safety demonstrations. After participating in many of these events over the years, I know how the relationships that are built are based on knowledge and confidence, and that goes a long way toward improving our county. Your active participation in these events as families, law enforcement personnel, and community partners are a testament to the power of community involvement. On a different note, this past weekend in downtown Silver Spring, the county engaged in its latest business monitoring and enforcement event. These efforts have been held on an ongoing basis over the last several years in response to complaints about businesses that were not complying with laws that already exist to protect public safety. A task force comprised of employees from our Department of Permitting, Alcohol Beverage Services, and Health and Human Services joined the Montgomery County Police Department to crack down on unlawful practices by late-night businesses. The group found multiple problems, including illegal hookah operations, businesses improperly setting cover charges, and violations for improper alcohol and food sales. Fire and safety violations were also discovered. These illegal practices are disturbing because they compromise public safety. We're committed to ensuring that people can have and visit businesses and have fun in Montgomery County in a safe environment. The owners of these businesses need to know that we will enforce the laws and we will shut businesses down if they continue to violate the laws. If this applies to your business, I urge you to take it seriously. Our commitment to enforcing these laws is unwavering and will continue to protect our community. We will expand these efforts to address public concerns, so I encourage anyone who knows of an issue that needs to be addressed, please contact the police on our non-emergency number 301-279-8000 or the appropriate county department, such as ABS. This year, we embark on a new chapter for Montgomery County Public Schools with the district's new superintendent, Dr. Thomas Taylor, at the helm. I'm glad he was able to join me for my weekly media briefing this week to discuss his vision for MCPS. You can watch that now on YouTube/Montgomery County MD. Dr. Taylor's focus on quality education, academic rigor, addressing school safety concerns, and a commitment to inclusion is clear and inspiring. I've enjoyed getting to know him, and I look forward to working with him, his leadership team, the Board of Education, MCEA, and SEIU throughout the upcoming school year. We are home to the largest school district in the state of Maryland, and one of the largest in the nation. More than 160,000 students were enrolled in MCPS last year, and close to 25,000 people are employed by MCPS. MCPS is not just a school district, it's a community asset. Its success is the responsibility of not just students and employees, but of all of us. Our support and involvement are crucial to the success of our economic development efforts and the quality of life in Montgomery County. People choose to live here and businesses are attracted here because of MCPS. As we face the system's current challenges, strong leadership is crucial to keep us among the country's most highly regarded school districts. Our high schools consistently rank among the top 10 in the state when evaluated by U.S. News and World Report every year, but we are always striving to improve. Whether our challenges are budgetary, policies, staffing, or programming, our focus is on creating an environment where our students can thrive and our teachers can teach. And speaking of being sure students can thrive, it's important for all parents to ensure that their kids' vaccinations are up to date. Appointments are preferred, but walk-ins are available at our 4 locations in the county: the Dennis Avenue Health Center in Silver Spring, the Germantown Health Center, the Silver Spring Health Center, and the School Health Services Immunization Center in Rockville. Vaccinations for school-age children are free through the county, And this Sunday, August 11th, families and teachers can begin to take advantage of tax-free week across Maryland to prepare for the school year. Many back-to-school essentials qualify for a tax break, including most clothing that is priced under $100, jeans and shoes and underwear, for example. And the first $40 of a backpack purchase is also tax exempt. The annual MCPS Back to School Fair will be held on Saturday, August 24th at the Westfield Mall in Wheaton. All MCPS families are encouraged to come and enjoy activities, learn about services and programs tied to our schools, or take part in free health screenings. So we want people to know that members of our MCFRS Fire and Rescue Team are out serving another community right now. Hurricane Debby made landfall in Florida earlier this week as a Category 1 storm. In anticipation of flooding in areas like South Carolina, FEMA deployed approximately 45 personnel from the Maryland Task Force 1. Task Force 1 is headquartered in Montgomery County, though first responders from Howard, Prince George's, Anne Arundel, Frederick counties, and the District of Columbia also go along with the team. Virginia preemptively declared a state of emergency based on all the rain and flooding prompted by the storm further south. In Charleston, dozens of roads were closed due to rain and storm surges. Maryland Task Force 1 trains and prepares and is certified for this life-saving job. They make Montgomery County proud when they selflessly risk their lives to keep others safe. Our hearts and thoughts are with those homes who are at risk of flooding and with the families of the first responders who are putting their lives in danger to carry out this activity. For a fun thing to do, the Ag Fair is now underway in Gaithersburg. Hope you're able to help support the farms in and around our agricultural reserve during the 9 days of the fair as they share their time, talent, and products with the public. Unfortunately, we're also hearing from our farmers about the variability of their crops during these difficult weather conditions. Metropolitan Council of Governments has placed Montgomery County under a drought watch. And the latest information from the National Drought Mitigation Center shows that more than 96% of Montgomery County is under extreme drought conditions. And last summer, we peaked at 89% in extreme drought conditions before things improved. We have not seen things this dry in nearly 20 years. So last week, during the farm tour, I had the opportunity to stop by and talk to some of our farmers. And one farmer in particular pointed to a beautiful field of corn that represents a $400,000 loss because the ears of corn never formed the kernels that they need to make it to market. This is the kind of stress that many farmers are under. He did say, and others confirmed, that rain in the Ag Reserve has been uneven. Some people have had enough to get by and others are struggling because there's just flatly too much dryness and not enough rain. So we need to consider, our farmers as we think about the work the county does. I know that the federal government has crop insurance, and when you see things like this, you understand the importance of crop insurance programs. When you make the levels of investments they make, not just in time and energy, but in terms of capital, and you can lose an entire $400,000 field just because it doesn't rain, you get an idea of the vulnerability that farmers often have. And it's why we have crop insurance, so that farmers don't run the risk of going out of business the first time it doesn't rain. We ask all residents and businesses in Montgomery County to take voluntary measures to conserve water to help reduce demand on the region's water supply. Drought conditions endanger crops like I described above and pasture land. They could prompt water shortages or restrictions. We should follow suggestions from WSSC to use water wisely and hold off on activities like washing your car. A lack of rain poses another danger, flash flooding. Because the ground is extremely dry, much of the rain we get goes straight into the sewers because it's hard to absorb in our dry and hardened soils. That can lead to lots of rainwater with nowhere to go. The county's stormwater system will have to be upgraded because the outdated system is not equipped for the impacts of climate change. Dry and hot weather is leading to more frequent large rain events. Heavy downpours on dried hard soil don't get the chance to soak in before the rain fills the streets and sewers. Our sewers are often not large enough for the volume of water and ultimately fail to move the water fast enough, which causes flooding. As the remnants of Debby bring the potential for flooding and possible tornadoes to our area, this is something all motorists need to be aware of. We've been proactive in responding to this potential danger by adding flood sensors to help alert us to elevated water levels in problem areas that we've identified. Signing up for Alert Montgomery is a good way to receive information about potential dangers like flash flooding. And just over 2 weeks ago, Sunday, July 21st, 2024, the Earth set a record for the hottest day ever recorded. Hurricanes, tornadoes, drought, extreme heat, wildfires burning in the West, these aren't just freak occurrences of Mother Nature. They're consequences of inaction on climate change in many cases. It will cost a lot of money to deal with climate change, but it's going to cost a whole lot more money if we don't deal with it. And our issues with our stormwater sewers is a poster child for that problem. We've engaged the company to do a comprehensive analysis of the county's watersheds to determine areas of vulnerability that we're going to need to focus on. We want to do what we need to do to protect communities and businesses that are at risk for flooding. That's why I've made combating climate change a priority of my administration. Montgomery County is leading the way in adopting climate solutions like electrifying our county fleet and advancing building energy efficiency standards. As we head into the final stretch of the presidential election this fall, I hope that combating climate change is not ignored as a key issue that voters care about. We need political leadership willing to tax the industries that have spent decades and hundreds of millions of dollars on telling us not to worry. There's no such thing as man-made climate change, and everything will be just as it was, and we can just go about doing our business. Well, that's who brought us here, and that's who should pay into the funds we need if we're going to address climate change. There is a clear difference in philosophy between the two political parties and their candidates when it comes to seeing who is taking these threats seriously and who wants to continue as if there's no problem and no urgency. No action on climate change is a recipe for creating even more problems that we're going to have to address. We can do better than that. In the realm of public health, I want to encourage all expectant mothers to attend the free event on Saturday, August 10th. The Right from the Start Maternal Health Resource Fair will be held from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Holy Cross Hospital in Silver Spring. There's a direct correlation between prenatal care and a healthy pregnancy. Without proper prenatal care, infants are 3 times more likely to be born with a low birth weight and 5 times more likely to die in their first year. In recent years, Montgomery County has seen Black women experience almost half of all the infant deaths and fetal losses. Montgomery County is making headway in reducing the health disparities faced by Black mothers, but maternal health remains a concern. I hope this event and other year-round events will help raise awareness and advocacy within our communities so that we can address these life-threatening challenges. Though the event is free, online registration is required. We can also email at bbh@montgomerycountymd.gov with questions about the topic, or you can call 240-777-3118. The event is organized by our Health Department and Human Services African American Health Program, Early Childhood Services, and the Improved Pregnancy Outcomes Program. It also gives mothers a chance to become familiar with the county's Early Childhood Care Support Services, which works to support and build a successful child care delivery system through coaching, consultation, professional development, as well as one-on-one support. As our Montgomery County Public Library begins the final stretch of its Summer Reading Challenge, we've come to another Vinyl Day celebration. The Charles E. McGee Library in Silver Spring will host the free celebration of record and DJ culture on Saturday, August 10th, starting at 10 a.m. The family-friendly event includes turntable sets, lessons on audio, DJ lessons for all ages, art projects, and songwriting workshops. I encourage anyone with a budding musician in the family, or maybe you're a budding musician, to visit the library in downtown Silver Spring and experience Vinyl Day. Before I go, I want to remind you that COVID-19 continues to get people sick in Montgomery County. Though we're not seeing the same spike in cases as other parts of the country, we are seeing a spike in cases. Smaller, but still a spike. And it's leading to a rise in hospitalizations locally. I continue to encourage you to stay up to date on your COVID-19 vaccinations. If you're sick, stay home and avoid contact with people, especially those who are vulnerable to becoming really sick, like older adults and those who are already suffering from health conditions. So that's a wrap for today. I hope you have a great week, and we'll be back again next week.